Hello, welcome to the stream. Let me know if you can hear me clearly. I feel like an old man drinking his coffee. You know what? It's all right. Hey, Gudeta. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I have a feeling that I'm not, but hello. And I'll catch you, Gudeta. Welcome to the stream. This is a 30-minute thing that I started yesterday, where basically for 30 minutes for the next, 9 days now, that was 10 days from yesterday, going live on YouTube and Facebook to just prepare for the next year in a way. It's like you have live, what's it called? Vlogmas for YouTubers. This time around, I'm doing a live mass. Going live until, I think in 10 days. So yeah, I might do 12, I'm not sure. All right, so the goal is very simple. But please let me know if the music is too loud, because since I'm listening to it right now, I think it is, but I'm not very sure. Let me check here. Seems okay. All right, let's begin. First one we're going to do is Daily Stoic. So today's entry is I was listening to myself on YouTube, which is weird. But anyway, I don't think the music is that loud. So let's begin. December 2nd. Don't mind me. I'm only dying slow. Let each thing you will do, say, or intend to be. Let each thing you would do, say, or intend be like that of a dying person. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations 2:11.1, 2:11.1. I don't know, one of them. Have you ever heard someone ask, what would you do if you found out tomorrow that you had cancer? The question is designed to make you consider how different life might be if you were suddenly given just a few months or weeks to live. There's nothing like a terminal illness to wake people up. But here's the thing. You already have a terminal diagnosis. We all do. As the writer Edmund Wilson put it, death is one prophecy that never fails. Every person is born with a death sentence. Each second that passes by is one you'll never get back. Once you realize this, it will have a profound impact on what you do, say, and think. Don't let another day tick away in ignorance of the reality that you're a dying person. We all are. Can today be the day we stop pretending otherwise? I'm fairly certain that even though I know this thing and I've thought about it, it's not every day or every hour that I implement it or try to. Yeah, just titles. What again? I'm only dying slow. So, that is our daily Stoic verse. Yesterday, we weren't able to read the Daily Laws by Robert Greene. I wasn't able to read it live, but I was able to read it on my own. So, today, let me see how far I can go with this one. This December is going to be an interesting month. December 2nd. A most improbable occurrence. The model for feeling the sublime comes in our meditation on mortality, but we can train our minds to experience it through other thoughts and actions. For instance, when we look up at the night sky, we can let our minds try to fathom the infinity of space and the overwhelming smallness of our planet, lost in all the darkness. We can encounter the sublime by thinking about the origin of life on Earth, how many billions of years ago this occurred, perhaps at some particular moment, and how unlikely it was, considering the thousands of factors that had to converge for the experiment of life to begin on this planet. Such vast amount of time and the actual origin of life exceed our capacity to conceptualize them, and we are left with a sensation of the sublime. We can take this further. Several million years ago, the human experiment began as we branched off from our primate ancestors. But because of our weak physical nature and small numbers, we face continual threat of extinction. If that more than likely event had happened, as it had occurred for so many species, including other varieties of humans, the world would have taken a much different turn. In fact, the meeting of our own parents and our birth hung on a series of chance encounters that were equally unlikely. Daily law. This causes us to view our present existence as an individual, something we take for granted, as a most improbable occurrence, considering all of the fortuitous elements that had to fall into place. Laws of Human Nature 18. Meditate on our common mortality. The law of death, denial. All right. Looks like this month of December is going to be a lot of thinking about death and mortality and the sublime, and just preparing for the things that are inevitable. So now that we've had those two out of the way, how are you? If you're watching the stream, if you're listening to this maybe on the podcast, how are you doing today? Is it morning, night where you are? It's morning here. It's 7:38. This stream is supposed to run for 30 minutes, but I think I'll make it shorter if I don't have, I don't feel like talking by myself for 30 minutes. But the next thing we're going to do, which is the title. Oh, there is someone. Greta is here. Thank you for responding. It's a very good live speech. Right? Gives you perspective on what to think about and how to live your life. And sometimes it's very easy to forget. I know I forget all the time. That's why I have to constantly think about it, because I easily forget it. Going after those things that are important to you. It's a lot. When you think about death and you think about mortality and you realize that all of us are going to die, I think it gives you a different kind of perspective, which can be useful in many situations. Or sometimes when maybe instead of acting irrationally or acting emotionally, you can realize that at some point in 10, 100 years, nobody's going to care about a particular speech. But what I really wanted to share with you today, well, apart from that as well, is the title of the stream is what? Objectives versus goals versus tasks. So something interesting happened, and I've been spreading this gospel to anybody who's listening. At my job, when you start work at the beginning of my employment, my manager had me do a 90-day goal. And initially, I thought I knew what goals were. I thought I understood exactly what it meant to have 90-day goals and work towards those goals and have objectives and things like that. But what I found out is that I had no idea what goals were. So I'm going to read a brief description of the three parts. Objectives, the difference between objectives, goals, and tasks. And I'm going to explain why I think it's very important to be able to be very clear about these things in life, not just for the 2022 or daily goals or work, but just generally. I think understanding the differences between objectives, goals, and tasks can really clarify how you proceed with your own personal objectives, goals, and tasks, and also remove a lot of the frustration and overwhelm that comes with feeling like you're not accomplishing anything. So let's get into it. I'm going to look at the article here. And let me just drop a link for that inside here so that you can check it out by yourself if you want to. I'm not going to read the whole article, just a piece of it. All right. Perfect. So we have that in there. Now, I'm going to just go straight to the part of the article that is important to understand. So this article is written by Linda Zeig. I'm sorry, Linda. You probably never see this video, so hey. All right, setting goals are a powerful process of... I'm just skimming through the article and now I'll get to the part that is interesting. Setting goals is a powerful process of thinking about what you'd like to be different in your life, providing yourself with the tools and skills to take action. And third one is motivating yourself to turn your desired change into a reality. Now, as a board certified case manager, one of my key roles is to assess a person's needs and develop a client written care plan. A care plan serves as a roadmap to address the client's unique needs and desired changes. A successful care plan is designed to link the client's needs that were identified. I'm basically reading all of it, even though I said I wasn't going to read it, but anyway. A helpful tool in the development of a client's care plan is what is referred to as SMARTS, goals, objectives, tasks. So that's where she goes down to break it. SMART is an acronym that stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, timely, and strength-based. SMARTs. So I'm sure you've heard of SMART goals, but I never heard about this last part called strength-based because I've always heard of specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, timely. I think what I even used to know was time-bound, not necessarily timely. And so here's the outline for SMART goals. Specific. Goals, objective, and tasks should specifically identify what the person wants to achieve. And this is an important part. In fact, if anything about this live stream, this is a part that I think is very important. A goal is ultimately the outcome you want to achieve. An objective breaks down each goal into smaller steps and identifies the specific actions that must be completed in order to achieve the goal. So that's a hierarchy. You have the goal, outcome you want to achieve, objective breaks down each goal into smaller steps. And then finally, we have a task. A task is a specific set of steps taken to achieve the stated objective. So if you think about it as a ladder, you have tasks tasks allow you to accomplish objectives. Objectives are a breakdown of goals. And the reason why I wanted to bring this up today as we are, doing these live maths and preparing for the next year and next live and everything is because what I've noticed is that it's very easy for people to confuse tasks with objectives, objectives with goals. And the fourth one, which I like to also include, is wish lists. Let's take my example. I want to write more. I want to write more is a wish list. If you want to do something and you wish to do it, it doesn't help anybody if you don't exactly define what it is. So this is really the reason I wanted to share this today. And this stream is going to be ending in about 15 minutes. I wanted to share this today because I think when you're preparing for the next year and thinking of resolutions and working on other things that you want to do, it's very easy to set goals the wrong way, and then you end up being frustrated because you're struggling so hard in order to achieve something that you did not properly define. So if you don't define your goals and then break those down into objectives and then break those objectives into the tasks, then nothing's going to happen. And I think it's something that a lot of people deal with. I know I've dealt with it and I still continue to deal with it myself, because when I had this conversation with my manager and she made me understand the difference between goals and tasks, I realized that you can have a goal that is 5 years down the road. You can have objectives that are 6 months down the road. And then you have tasks that are monthly, weekly, or even daily. And each of these things, it's like a ladder that you're building that lead you to this particular point. And I feel that it's possible to achieve long-term goals if you understand the time that it will take, if you're specific about the ways that you measure them. And this is just one part of the article. So I highly recommend you go and check the article. Once this, I'll add a link to the article in this description, because I think getting that goal really breaks things down for you. Now, so we've finished with specific. Now, measurable. A person should be able to measure whether the goals, objectives, and tasks are being achieved. And this is a part that I think frustrates a lot of people like me, because we don't have ways that we measure our success. Going back to my wish list, I want to write more. Because I haven't defined what is my goal. Is it to become a better writer? Even that is a wish list. If you think about the wording of it, is what does it mean to be a better writer? Now, you can define, for example, the goal is to publish a book. That is a lot more defined. But specific, it's like, okay, goal is to publish a book. Objective will be to find out what the book's going to be about. Other things, we get a cover designer, the layout, write the book itself. And then the tasks now will be write 30 minutes every day, or write 3 hours every week, which I don't think 3 hours every week is a better idea than 30 minutes every day. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is when you have your goal and you know what the goal is, and you put a time horizon, which I'm sure is part of the timely, is part of the SMARTs, goals, objectives, and tasks, you're able to measure it. I think this is the most important part of this thing. Even though all of them are equally important, being able to measure whether you're succeeding or not is a key component in, I would even say, your mental health when it comes to achieving your goals for whatever journey it is that you're on. If you don't know how you're measuring your success, then you can never know whether you succeeded. If you don't know how much money is enough money, then you'll never know whether you've made enough money to call yourself successful. And I think the problem we have in many things, not just the world, is we don't define what success looks like. We don't know how much money do I actually need to live comfortably. We're just looking for more, going after more money, more accomplishments, more of anything, whether it's women, games, alcohol, food, technology. I mean, I know I keep buying tech all the time. I'm like, oh yeah, I need this new phone. I need a new iPhone. But how much iPhone do I actually need? What is the objective? What am I trying to accomplish with this iPhone? And so I really think that having this measurable, talk about specific, know what the goal is, know what the objective is, know what the task is. Next one is measurable. A person should be able to measure whether the goals, objectives, and tasks are being achieved. If you don't know if they're being achieved, then how do you proceed? How do you know when to reset yours? How do you know when to add tasks? How do you know when to change your objectives? How do you know when to seek help? If you cannot measure whether you're successful or not, then you're not going to know whether you're successful or not, basically. Next one is achievable. Are the goals, objectives, and tasks achievable and attainable? For example, let me say right now, YouTube, 5,000 subscribers. I'm like, okay, I want to get 1 million subscribers. Can I be honest with myself that this is achievable? And even if it's achievable, what is the timeline? You see that time keeps coming back over and over because you need to be able to put a time that, is reasonable. 1 million subscribers could actually happen tomorrow with the well-timed video, but that well-timed video will have to, involve goals and objectives and tasks and things that I may not have thought about. I may not even have the skill to handle it. So, is your goal achievable? Is your objective achievable? Is your task achievable? Saying you're going to write every day for 3 hours when you have a full-time job and a family, that's not achievable. You have to be reasonable, I think. And I think it goes to the next one, which is realistic. Can the person realistically achieve the goals, objectives, and tasks with the resources he or she has? So if you put yourself, let me say you have a goal to lose, 100 pounds in 6 months. Let me say it's a specific goal, right? You have a time, you know exactly what the goal is going to be, you have the time frame. Now, the question is it measurable? Yes, you can measure it. If after 6 months you measure your weight and you've lost weight and you've succeeded, right? It's measurable. Now, achievable. How scientifically, biologically achievable it is for you to lose 100 pounds? I don't know. I'm not a dietitian or a scientist. I have no idea. You probably have to do that research yourself. How realistic is it based on your circumstances? That's a question you have to answer. Can you realistically achieve that goal? Maybe you have to step it down a little bit, or maybe you have to increase it. Because I think sometimes another thing too, there's this quote about goals that it's not that people aim too high and then fail. It's that they aim too low and then achieve those goals. So maybe instead of saying you want to lose 100 pounds, you're like, I'm going to lose 1 pound in 6 months. But bro, that's just, what are you doing? Next one is timely. Is there a specific time frame set for each goal, objective, and task? Because if you decide to say 2022 is my year, everybody says 2020. Every new year is everybody's new year. If you decide that you're going to do something this particular year and you have 1 year to do it, that sounds like a good time frame to be able to do certain things. Now, if in June of next year, you haven't done what you say you're going to do, you can comfortably look and say, you know what, this is what I've done. I've accomplished these objectives. I'm midway through my objectives. I've done all these tasks. I may not have accomplished my goal, but I'm closer to it. So instead of feeling discouraged and feeling like you're wasting your time and you should not be doing this thing and you're not talented enough, the next thing you're going to see the next point there, which has to do with that. You might start addressing, okay, maybe I should restructure my objectives. Maybe I should look at what I can actually do. Maybe I should reduce the time frame. Maybe I should increase the time frame. If you want to be a better writer, a better content creator, yeah, you can give a time frame and say, I want to publish my first YouTube video in 1 week. 1 week is a realistic time frame. 1 week is achievable. 1 week is measurable. 1 week is specific. Now, 1 week is timely. The last one, which I think is, not that I think it's part of it, is you have strength-based, where the person's strengths and resources used in developing the goals, objectives, and tasks. And I had not heard about this particular one to this morning when I see this article. We'll talk about SMART goals, objectives, and tasks, but strength-based because, say for example, I tell you I want to become a singer. I want to be able to create and release an album within 1 year. It sounds achievable, it sounds realistic, it sounds timely, it sounds measurable. but am I making this goal based on my strengths? Is this something that I can actually do? We have to be, and I think it falls about realistic. It takes a lot of self-awareness to be able to get to this point and decide, can I actually accomplish this goal that it is I'm trying to accomplish? Can I actually do this objective? Is this within my capacity to get this thing done? So as you prepare for the next year, as you prepare for, I don't know, your day, I know for some people it's the end of the day. My day is just starting. It's about to get to 8 o'clock for me to get ready for work now. I hope you can have more specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, timely, and strength-based goals, objectives, and tasks. So to break down the hierarchy again, the goal is the ultimate outcome, ultimately the outcome you want to achieve. Say you want to start reading books. Your goal might be to become a reader, right? Maybe you want to become a reader or build a reading habit by 2022. An objective would be to find 4 books that you really like, 4 books that would solve a problem that you have, 4 books that would interest you personally, or revisit books that you read in the past. That could be an objective on your objectives list. You might have other objectives. Another objective could be to read reviews about books that you might be interested in, right? Or to get a notebook where you'll be taking down notes to increase your retention of those books, to improve your interest in reading the books. That could be an objective. And then your task could be to actually buy the book. Find the book, buy it. So you see that, okay, that's one task. You buy the book, you have it. It's specific, it's achievable, it's realistic, it's timely, it's strength-based. You can buy the book, you have the capacity to buy a book. Now the next task would be read 5 minutes every day. And that is very measurable. It's very specific. It's very achievable. It's very realistic. And it's timely because 5 minutes every day. So you find, do you have 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening? When do you actually have time to be able to read? Make it time. Personally, what I noticed is that as much as I wanted to read a lot, I could not have the time to read. So what I've been doing recently is that I read 30 minutes every night before I go to bed. I literally have my tablet in my bedroom where I sleep. And when I come to bed, it's the last thing I do every night before I sleep. And it's made me feel so much better knowing that I'm accomplishing a goal, which is ultimately become a better reader, have notes to write things by reading every night. I'm educating myself. I'm doing something that I promised myself to do. And I really feel good about it because now it's part of my night routine. Brush my teeth, turn on the lights, read, sleep every night. And now, is this strength-based? Yes, I love to read. I've always loved reading. Nobody has ever had to force me to read. So maybe you don't like reading. So maybe you might want to switch to audiobooks. Or maybe you prefer reading in the morning. So I really think that as you're moving forward with your preparing for the next year and setting targets and goals and objectives and all these things, make smart, decisions. Choose them with smarts, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, timely, strength-based. The link to the article is going to be in the description. You can check it out. And I'll see you tomorrow, right? I mean, if anybody has any questions, I can be here for the next 7 minutes. And same time tomorrow, we'll be doing this for the next 8 more days. Yeah. Hey, Frederick. Hello from Ghana. Thank you, Frederick. Welcome to the stream. It's about to end. I've been doing this called live mass where I stream. I'll be streaming for the next 10 days. And welcome. Glad to be here. Layla, look at you. That's my baby sister. Katie, welcome to the stream. I'm finally streaming again on Facebook. You've come at the end, but you can go back and watch the beginning of the stream. I was doing, we've seen the topic, I was talking about objectives, goals, and tasks and all those good things. Good to see you as well, my friend. I'll do it for 30 minutes every day for the next 8 more days. Hey, Dr. JB, welcome to the stream. Emerson, hey, you're back. You were here yesterday. How you doing? Yeah, I started pretty early. I started at 7:30. I'm actually start tomorrow at 7 because I need to. Work has been very, very demanding recently, so I need to make more time to complete tasks even before my schedule begins. But yeah, how are you guys doing? It's good to see you here, by the way. Yeah. It's good to be back. I think I like live streams. Oh, I have 5 more minutes, actually. It's supposed to be 30 minutes. I'm drinking my coffee. It's almost 8 a.m. here in the streets of Pueblo, Colorado. We talk about objectives and tasks goals. Katie, I think you're going to like this. If you might want to go back and watch what I was talking about. I feel like it's going to help a lot based on the conversation that we had the last time about things happening. You might really enjoy this. But yeah, if you have any questions, I'm still here for a bit. Go ahead, ask away. Let me know what's up, what's happening. Can you hear me clearly? Is the music too loud? Are you enjoying the quality? Putting so much money and effort into getting this microphone and this angle. There is a lot of snow. It's a weird day. I uploaded a video I recorded at 2 in the morning and at 3 last night. Wow. Are you okay? What were you doing up that late? That is interesting. Yeah. I mean, now I sleep around. I go to bed by 9:30, and by 10:30 I'm done, and I wake up around 5. Today I actually woke up late at 5 because for the past couple of days I've been waking up at 3:30. I realized, who knew? If you go to bed early, you actually wake up earlier. It's just a simple hack, but then I know my circumstances are different. I don't have the responsibilities that some of you may have, so totally understandable. Like, I'm not saying here that you should start twisting your family and your life to accomplish these goals and objectives, but hey, going back to watch as well. Nice. Yes, sir. Let me know what you think of these streams. I mean, they're pretty easy to prepare so far. I'm liking it. And yeah. I couldn't sleep, and then I got inspired, and one of my videos is kind of going viral. Oh, nice. That is very cool. Awesome. You see, that's the thing about YouTube and content creation. You just put out as much content as possible, and you never know which one picks up. And when it picks up, you're like, okay, do I want to keep doing this? Do I want to keep doing something else? And you keep going like that. That's really nice. So yeah, I'm sure you're refreshing the page every second. Like whenever one of my videos starts getting popular, I'm like, okay, how far will it go? But that's good. I'm happy to hear that, Katie. That's really nice. Yeah. Oh, by the way, if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook or anything, I have a request. One, if you want somebody who may need something about objectives and tasks and everything, go ahead and share this video with them. You can like this wherever you're watching. If you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Cost you like one click. And if you know somebody who struggles with setting objectives and goals, and is always feeling overwhelmed and wondering what to do and how to go about achieving their goals, I think the things that I shared in the live stream here are going to be very helpful for them. So go ahead and share with them. Really appreciate it if you do. And also feel free to let me know if you have a question that you would like me to address tomorrow. The way it works is every morning at between 7 to now, which is 7:30. I read from 2 books. We have the Daily Stoic by, come on, Otto, focus. Yeah, it's too bright. The Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hanselman. And then there's Daily Laws by Robert Greene, right here. So I've been looking for I've been looking for a book that actually has daily Bible quotes. So if yesterday I asked for a recommendation, nobody responded. If you're listening to this, so the reason why I like these books is because they are arranged in terms of days. So you have, for example, did I read this one today? I don't think I did. No, I think I did. Yes. So each one is arranged according to days. You have the date there. Cannot see. It's too bright. I don't want to adjust my iPhone right now. But anyway, so I'm looking. I have my Bible here, but it's too to find a verse and get it. But I can decide to pick a particular verse that I want. Who knows? Anyway, let's see what Katie says here. Oh, couldn't sleep. Yes, you did say that. I wish I had a community tab on my YouTube being with Katie channel. Hey, it's very possible. You can just get your 1,000 subscribers. By the way, guys, you're watching on Facebook, so they cannot exactly. But hey, if you Katie, she's watching from Facebook. If you're into YouTube and content creation and you want somebody who can give you perspective from herself as a YouTube editor, she actually edits YouTube videos for other people. Go on ahead and check her out on YouTube. Then channel is YouTubing with Katie. Yeah. And my time is up. 30 minutes done. I feel proud for myself for achieving this. This was one of the tasks for getting to achieve an objective and then getting more things there. So, yeah. Oh, no. Oh, you just need 500 subs to the tab? Oh, that's really cool. Nice. then I think it's not going to be, but you're going to get there. Yeah, you're going to get there sooner than later. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Let me know what you think about these live streams. I thought of doing them for a long time, but 10 days is a pretty, it's a pretty solid goal. It's very measurable, it's very attainable, it's very realistic, which was all what I was talking about in this video. And I'll see you in the next one. I feel sad leaving because you're here and you're watching and you're listening, but hey, when you make an objective and you set it parameters, you have to respect them. It's part of the plan. You need to know when to let go. Katie, thank you for being here. To JB, Emerson, Frederick, Gudetta, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you watching from the beginning. It's really nice to have someone here. And I'll be back tomorrow. So subscribe to the channel if you have not. Turn on the notification bell so that whenever this happens, I'm going to say it. All right. Hugs, Katie. Bye.